So let's start with the straight line. Everyone's favorite straight line. Yes or no? What do you know about this straight line? First and most important thing comes in mind is the slope, right? Now, whenever there is a straight line, how the straight line from the starting point is changing its position just with the slope. If these all are my straight lines only, 1 minute. So these all are my straight lines only. But what is the change in that? If you observe these straight lines, these slopes are different, and that slopes are creating the change in the position. So we are going to see the first part of the slopes and equations of different forms or different forms of the straight lines, because everything is having equation. Now see, all the part related with the algebraic things are done with the sequential series, and now you are entering slowly into the geometric part. Okay, so geometric part is basically solving purpose. Solving is important, construction is important, clear? So in the geometric part, construction, solving is really important. You must know the basic terminology. So, and everything is just introduced with the equation in mathematics. Okay, so a straight line is having its own equation kind, and that equation kind already we have discussed in some of the conics type. I think so in set or relations function, we just got the terms parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, straight line, circle. So I just given the small things to remember how we are going to remember. This is a straight line, this is a circle, this is a parabola. Got it? Clear? So we have a next chapter based on that conics only. So straight line, so slope of straight line and different forms of straight lines we are going to discuss today. Now, what is a slope in a simple language? Just observe this girl. Obviously, if this girl is going with the straight line, okay, it will have some of the rise from the length. With respect to length, rise is there. Okay, so how it works in the day-to-day life, or how we are going to calculate? See, if we take a path of that girl in this direction, then there is a rise, okay, position. So rise and run. So run is the horizontal change and rise is the vertical change. So vertical change upon horizontal change is simply slope of that straight line. Clear? Okay. So slope of that straight line is, in practical real life, it is vertical change upon horizontal change, and has lots of applications, and one of the applications is measuring of height and distances. Already we have covered this application in the trigonometry, but still here the concept of straight line is useful. So got it? Clear? So this is the application and this is a requirement in the real life. Okay, now let's recall these formulas one by one. You know about distance formula? Yes, no? If I want to measure the distance between the any two points connected by the line, first point is having its coordinate x1 x2, oh sorry, x1 y1, and second point is having its coordinate x2 y2. Then simply the formula for this distance is distance between them, AB is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square root. Remembered? These all things are useful now. Hence onwards, distance, section, these are going to be regularly in your calculations. Okay, so this is the one thing we need to recall. Another is section formula. If the coordinates of the point pxy divides the line segment joining a and b, so there are coordinates of internally in the ratio ms to n. So basically I'm just drawing the geometry whatever said over here. If it is a line, obviously it is make a section in between them. So how the coordinates, now if this is a and b, so my a coordinates are given x1 and y1, b coordinates are given with x2 and y2. Okay, and we need to find out this xm and ym, or points of section. Okay, so how we are going to judge? If we take this ratio in m and n, this part is m and this part is n. So what is the division p, or by section formula? What is the answer? M times x2 plus n times x1 upon m plus n, m times y2 plus n times y1 upon m plus n. Okay, so all these things are already done to you. Yes or no? Now this is for internal division. What is the important word over here is the internal division. We have a same formula for external division. Who will tell me the formula for external division? External nature of division or external section, how it works. If this is my A part, okay, and I am externally crossing this with the point P, okay, then how will be the formula? Quickly. These things are done to you. No. Anyone? Already these things are covered. See, I just mapped the point P with respect to A. Then this section is M. From A to P, this section is M. And from B to P, this section is N. So this is a MS to N section only. But we have an external formula. And what is that externally pattern? It is done in 10th. I'm not teaching you any new thing. This is a recall part only. No one? Ashwin, Kanishka, Vishnupriya. Oh my god. What to do now? So I have to teach 10th first basically. Then 11th. Yes or no? Anil Dev. So pay attention. For such a division, external. Okay. So it was omitted. So you didn't study it. Fine. So now note down then. The coordinates of P when it is externally divided. So omission is how bad it is now. So I'll suggest to the board that don't omit anything because it is required for next studies. So P is equivalent with mx2 minus nx1 upon m minus n and my2 minus ny1 upon m minus n. So it is just a change of one sign only. Clear? When it is internal division, it is plus. When it is external division, it is minus. Clear? Clear? Okay. Now, midpoint formulas, directly division is becoming half-half. So, m part is half, n part is half. Okay. So, based on that only, we got the formula. So, it is not half-half ratio is there, midpoint is there. So, it is x1 plus x2, simple formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. Recalled, noted. Now keep in your mind. Now it is no more omitted for you. It required in your calculations of 11th JEE. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to add on in this because in the last JEE examination, many questions asked with that with respect to that geometry. What is this geometry? Orthocenter. What is this geometry? Anyone? Who knows about the orthocenter? Good. The point where the three altitudes of the triangle are, if this is my triangle, what is altitude? A perpendicular drawn from the point opposite to it. So it is a perpendicular. Doesn't matter it is equally dividing or not. Clear? So perpendicular from the each point, these are the altitudes, and as we know, so they are intersecting always in one point. and that point of intersection is known as orthocenter. Clear? These all are perpendicular on the opposite sides. Revised? Okay. So orthocenter, good, Anil Dev. Now what is in center? Good. So orthocenter is, we have to remember, orthocenter is point of intersection of altitude. Okay. Now similarly in center is point of intersection of angle bisectors. Good. So basically you are answering correct. So angle bisectors point of intersection is intersect. Clear? Don't get confused now. Okay. So what is angle bisector? Which is equally dividing the each angle. Clear? So if I take the angle bisector of this angle, this one, sorry. First just understand that my geometry is not that much good. Okay. So these all are, if I take the angle bisectors equally dividing the angles, then this middle point is always known as a incenter. Okay. Which these two points are equal. These two parts are equal. And these two parts are equal. Clear? So angle bisectors point of intersection is, now what is the centroid? Centroid and formula of centroid. We have a formula of centroid. Quickly. These three geometries are really important. That's why I'm taking centroid. These are triangle geometries. Okay. So centroid of a triangle. Central of triangle means this is a median. This is a median. And this is a median. So here basically the medians, point of intersection of medians. Clear? Point of, good, point of intersection of medians is the centroid of triangle. Clear? Now if my coordinates of centroid are x1, y1, x2, y2, very good Vishnupriya, your answer is absolutely correct, and x3, y3. Then what is the centroid of triangle? It is generally denoted by G, capital letter G, which is equivalent with x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Clear? Okay, so generally the centroid are this one. Clear? Coordinates of centroid, these are the important parts of the geometry. Okay, now what is done now? You do you know any relation about perpendicular slopes and parallel slopes? Do you have any idea about parallel line slopes and perpendicular line slope? If you are not having idea, then we'll include in the teaching only. But if you have any idea, we'll take a next part of that. We'll not waste time in that. Parallel line slopes and perpendicular, because we have a certain procedure to calculate this orthocenter and incenter. Incenter is actually not so much, many times not asked, but as it holds the perpendicular. See, if I take any two lines, this the nature of this incenter is perpendicular, so it holds the perpendicular line. So for time being, just remember, if the slope of the baseline is m, then the line opposite, I means perpendicular it, its slope is minus 1 by m. Clear? Okay. So if the baseline is having slope m, then line opposite to it, perpendicular to it has the slope minus 1 by m. Just remember this. This geometry creates the calculation for orthocenter. Clear? Why orthocenter? How we are going to calculate orthocenter based on this geometry. Okay. So this is a important part. Okay. Now let's start with the main content. We are on recall slide only. Everything we are recalling only. Okay. Geometrical concepts. Now, what we need to learn today is the slope or gradient of a line. Now, in the next year also you have a slope and gradient calculation, but that is based on derivatives. Okay. So we have basically three processes for the calculation of slope. First one is with the points. Second one is with the angle, and third one is with the derivatives. Okay. So with the points and with the angles we are going to study today, but with the derivatives will be in the next year, 12th. Okay. So with the slope, that is the first one. Next one is based on slope of line when coordinates are given, and equations of line parallel to the axis based on that, and general form of the equations of line, and various forms of the equation of line. Under that we have to study basic 6 forms of the lines, and you have to be very clear with respect to the forms. You can't use, if you are provided with the slope and point only in the calculation in the example, you have to use slope point form only. If you are provided with the angle, then you have to use the applicable parametric form only. Clear? Okay, so this is the thing. This is today's content. Now let's start. Slope and gradient. Simply, what is the slope and gradient? If the line AB makes theta angle with the positive x-axis, then m is denoted by tan theta. Note down first formula for the slope. If theta is given to you in the question, you can directly write down m is equal to tan theta. This is the first formula. So for m, we have 3 different formulas. Okay, we'll disclose that one. So this is the first formula. M is equal to tan theta. Tan of that is known as tangent ratio. Obviously, we are going to take tangent ratio, no? Rise and run means it is a tangent ratio. Okay. So next one. Ashwin, you are not visible for me. Why you are putting your camera off? And this is continuously observed many times that your camera is off and you are not putting any notification for what purpose you are putting that camera off. This is not done. Okay. And even Anil Dev, you are not attending the classes with the proper device. You have to notify the things with the technical team also. Okay. So first one, m is equal to tan theta. So if 0 degree is, means if it is lying in first quadrant, if theta is lying between the first quadrant, then that angle is acute, obviously. Yes, no? If it is going in any other quadrant, then that angle is obtuse. And if it is the lying on x-axis exactly, that theta is equal to 0 degree. That we know, but formula is m is equal to tan theta. And the next two important formula is, if the coordinates of 2 points are provided, like AB coordinates are provided, then how you are going to, if A is x1, y1 and B is x2, y2, we don't know about anything about the theta, then we can directly write down y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Both the forms are clear. And the form 3. So for slope, what are the different forms of slope? You can make this chart. First one is angle. Second one is points. And third one is derivatives. For angles, it is m is equal to tan theta. For points, it is m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And for derivatives, it is derivative at a point, but it is in the next year. Derivative at a point. Okay. So all these are known as gradient. Now many times students ask me that y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Isn't it like that if I take minus sign common from numerator and minus sign common from denominator, then it will be equal only? Y1 minus y2 and x1 minus x2. Is it acceptable case? Why? Mathematically it is correct. I am taking negative sign common from the numerator, negative sign common from the denominator, and ultimately negative will get cancelled, so it will be positive only. So mathematically there is no problem, no? Y1 minus y2 and x1 minus x2, so we can consider it, no? So see, to avoid the negativities in the calculations, just so formula is designed, but if you assume it reversible also, then your calculation will be correct only. Clear? Okay, but formula design is y2 minus y1 upon x2. Second point is obviously if slope is increasing, second point is at higher position, right? First point is at lower position. So higher minus lower is the basic sense of subtraction. Okay, so that's why it is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, but mathematically both are correct. Okay, now different forms of slopes are cleared. Have a smile on your face. Everything is very simple today. Don't worry. Maths is so simple. You must know how to apply it. Okay, so this is about the slope. Now, equations of the lines parallel to the axis. Before going to this form, we'll first study the different forms of the equations. Then I'll explain this one. Okay, it will be more easy to remember. First one is slope intercept form. Now what is the slope? What is the intercept? Slope is what? M. Okay. So if M is my slope and C is Y intercept. Now what is intercept? The one or the C. If I consider this line L1, better to make you understand over here, where it is cutting, exactly cutting y-axis, that is a y-intercept. Clear? Okay. Now if I take any other geometry of the line, I am taking this one. These are my axis and I am taking this kind of line. So it have a x-intercept also and y-intercept also. Clear? So if you have a geometry of straight line where the only slope and y-intercept is available, then the first form of the straight line is mx y is equal to mx plus c. Clear? This is your first form. Y is equal to mx plus c because it have only one intercept and that is a y-intercept, and the geometry of the line is with respect to slope m. So the equation of line with the slope m and making an intercept c on y-axis, then these lines passes through the origin, then c is equal to 0. Obviously if this line is directly passing through the origin, c becomes 0, right? And the equation of line will become y is equal to mx simply. These are all notes only. Like if this is possible, then what can we do? But the main formula is y is equal to mx plus c. Clear? C can be any positive, negative. Okay, and C, note down C is a distance. So it is, if we are getting in terms of intercept, it is always positive. Clear? Okay, so it is a distance. Now, slope point form. Actually, it is point slope form, but better see how you are remembering it's your concern. Slope point form. Now, a point is given and slope is given, and we want to form the equation of line. Quickly, should I take examples also for every type? See if I want in the question, find equation of line. with slope or with making angle of 30° with positive find the equation of straight line which is making angle of 30° with positive x-axis crossing y-axis at distance of 3. Now what you got? A angle and intercept, right? Okay, what you got? Data. So angle is 30°, means theta is 30°. So we can calculate directly slope is equal to tan theta, which is equal with tan 30°. What is the value of tan 30°? 1 by root 3, right? Okay, and C is equal to at a distance of 3. So it is 3. So what is the simple equation? Y is equal to mx plus C. So the equation is y is equal to 1 by root 3 x plus 3. So you can write down root 3y minus x is equal to, or minus 3 root 3 is equal to 0. Clear? Equation is clear? How will get the equation? Yes or no? Means what we are trying to do, you have to convert your equation into the pattern of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Clear? Okay, so that will be the most we can say most required answer. Already Vishnu Priya given me answer, or any student can just shift the x value and keep the c as it is, but ax plus by plus c is the standard pattern. Clear? Okay, now in this form the slope point form means a point is provided and slope is provided. If I take the same question and instead of intercept I replace the value with the point which is known, means what? Equation of straight line. Calculate this one, equation of straight line with slope minus 3 and passing through the point minus 1 minus 1. Do it quickly. Now what is the slope point form? The equation of line which passes through the point x1 y1 and has the slope m is the equation of line. So just put the proper value, will get the answer. Clear? Solve quickly within 2 minutes. Tell me the value of this straight line fast. Yes. So in the straight line, always you will get the most of the time you will just miss your signs in the plus minus. Okay, so keep in mind that thing. So it is plus. So it is 3x plus y plus 4 is equal to 0 is the equation of straight line. Got it? Clear? Everybody, hope you are getting the same answer as mine. Okay. So how to use the second form is clear. Slope is provided, point is provided. So it is y is equal to mx, y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Okay, should I proceed? Third one, we have to cover 10 points. Okay. So third one, the equation of line passing through the 2 points. Now no slope is given. So how you will solve? Y minus y1, y minus y1 upon y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, clear? Now here most of the time students forget that we don't have the value of y and x. Keep it as it is. That's only the form of straight line, no? Yes or no? So instead of x1, y1, x2, y2 you can put anything, but we don't have the value of x and y with us. That's why it is making straight line. Clear? In general form. Okay. So don't put any value by mistake also with this x and y. Okay, we'll not take the equation for this. Okay, it's a simpler. So your answer will be in the pattern again with the pattern x plus by plus c is equal to 0. Means there is no substituent for x and y. Just keep this thing in your mind. Okay. Now intercept form, if it is creating the both the intercept x and y type of intercepts. So x intercept is a and y intercept is b. So simple form x by a, x intercept is a distance. So it is x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So intercept may be negative but length of intercept is always positive. Means what? If we are creating such a kind of geometry, then this is a positive only. Clear? Modulus will be taken. If it is intercepting at minus 5 position, so it is plus 5. Clear? Got it? Clear? Similarly, if we take in this pattern, if this is intercepting at minus 1 and it here at minus 2, then also it is 1 and 2. Clear? So basically intercept can be a negative value, but the distance we have to take a and b is a positive. Length of intercept is always a positive. Clear? This coordinate 0b a0 can be negative, but this length is always positive. Okay. Next one, normal or perpendicular form. Now what is a normal or perpendicular form? Everywhere you will find this kind of form. In every type of conics also. Normal form. Normal form. What is normal form? When the angle is given, okay, and distance from origin is given. What is this? This is the angle, and this one is distance of that straight line from origin. Okay. If a perpendicular distance of the origin from the line is p and perpendicular drawn from origin to the line is making an angle alpha with the positive direction of x-axis, then the equation that is a normal form of the straight line is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. Now keep in mind that if your alpha is that kind of angle for which trigonometric ratios calculations are easy, like pi by 3, pi by 6, pi by 4, then you have to solve it. Clear? Cos pi by 4 solvable, cos pi by 2 solvable. Clear? Okay. But if it is that kind of ratio, you have to apply the geometry of trigonometry. We know trigonometric ratios of different angles, how to check, how to get it. Okay. With the allied angles procedure or compound angle procedure. So you have to basically do that. And it's better if you have that things in option only. Means angle kept as it is in the option, you have to take as it is. Clear? All the possibilities work over as trigonometry is incorporated in normal form. Normal form is a hybrid variety. There the trigonometric functions knowledge requires. Okay? Because it holds trigonometry. Now, parametric form, it's again with the parameter theta. See the equation of line passing through the point x1, y1 and note a theta is not a slope, making an theta with the positive direction of x-axis. Now, we can easily write down over here positive direction of x-axis theta is given. So, m is equal to theta. But if the parametric form is asked, Now you have a slope point form also. Getting my point? So you have to check the need of question. Here basically you are able to solve the same example with slope point form. Yes or no? We have a point, we have a slope. Okay. But if in the question only parametric form is given or mentioned or required, you have to use parametric form. For parametric form, x minus x1 upon cos theta is equal to y minus y1 upon sin theta is equal to r. So what is this r? What is this r? Basically the distance from the origin. Clear? Okay. So clear up to this? Yes or no? Have a thumb. Yes in the chat box. Ashwin, Kanishka, Pranav. Okay. Vishnupriya got your reply. Thank you. Okay. So now these are some points to note down. Where r is the directed distance between the points xy and any other point on the line. See, directed distance between the point xy, random point xy which we are always considering, and any other random point x1, y1, that is the directed distance between them. Note that x is equal to x1 plus r cos theta and y is equal to y1 plus r sin theta is called as a parametric equation. Now see, if theta is provided and r is provided, you know r and theta in the parametric form, most of the time this r and theta is given to you. You are able to calculate x1 and y1. Clear? Okay. Point that is the x1 and y1, or if it is x1 and y1 is provided, you are able to calculate x and y. So these two are known as parametric equations of straight lines. Clear? Note down in your notebook whatever forms we have studied today. First you will note down. So consider this as an parametric form. If you could write in this way also, it's better to for your understanding. Okay. So instead of this complicated, this is so complicated to remember, you can remember in this method. Okay. So first form, see I am again revising. First form is slope intercept form y is equal to mx plus c. Second form is slope point form. It is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Third form is 2-point form. It is y minus y1 upon y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 upon x2 minus x1. Fourth form is double intercept form. It is not intercept form, it is double intercept form. X by a plus y by b is equal to 1. Fifth form is the normal or perpendicular form, which is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. And sixth form is a parametric distance or parametric form. Okay, so which is equal with x is equal to x1 plus r cos theta, y is equal to y1 plus r sin theta. These are the 6 important forms of the equation of line. Clear? Okay, so you are able to observe that in the each type we are getting the equation in the pattern ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Clear? So if directly straight line is provided for any calculation, if any straight line is directly provided, we are able to get the basic data of that straight line, means like intercepts, okay, or slope based on this general form. Hence our next content is the general form of equation of straight line, and that is of pattern ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This one equation is sufficient to make sure what will be the other variables. Okay. So from these general equations of straight line, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, we will directly get the slope m is equal to, what is the slope? M is equal to minus a by b. Okay. M is equal to minus a by b. This is the first data we can directly get from the equation. No need to go in the form, any details of form or in any depth. Okay. And another data we are able to get is the intercept. What is the value of intercept? Minus c by b. Clear? Okay. These two data we can collect from the general equation of straight line. What is the general equation of straight line? ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay. Based on that, what is the slope of a line? Coefficient of x upon coefficient of y. Coefficient of x is a, so minus of coefficient of x upon so it's minus of a by b. So with the formula, remember this. So what will be your today's formula list? Various forms plus general form plus slopes, different forms of slopes. Okay, clear? So this is a general form, first formula list, then various forms, under that 6. And now we'll come to here. Now pay attention. What is the equation of x-axis? Can anyone tell me? What is the equation of x-axis? What is the equation of x-axis? This is already done. Y is equal to 0. Very good. Because the every point on x-axis is having its y coordinate 0. Clear? So, if I draw any line which is parallel to the x-axis, I'll take this line. This is a straight line. Okay, looking like a straight line. Fine, no? And passing through the point -1 will take. Then it will directly have equation y is equal to -1. Clear? If I take another random straight line which is parallel to x-axis passing through the any other intercept, that is, let's take an 3. If it is passing through the intercept 3, let's take it. Then what is the equation of this straight line? Y is equal to 3. Clear? Okay, so in general, if x is having equation y is equal to 0, then the line passing through the B point will have equation y is equal to B. Clear? Clear? Okay. So here x variable is getting 0. Okay. First thing to note down, and intercept is not available over there. Okay. X value is not minimized and no intercept is taking part. Clear? Similarly, equation of line parallel to y-axis. What is the equation of y-axis? Quickly. Now you all know the equation of x-axis. Then you are able to tell me the equation of y-axis. X is equal to 0. Very good. So my equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0. I'll take the any two random lines out of which are parallel to that line. If I'm taking a line parallel to the y-axis passing through the -3, what will be the equation? Y is equal to -3. Clear? Okay. So, sorry, x is equal to -3. Clear? X is equal to 0, x is equal to -3. Similarly, in the positive end, I'll take any random example. If a line passes through the 5, making an intercept of 5, then we can directly write down it is x is equal to 5. So, if my y-axis is having its equation x is equal to 0, passing through the A will have its equation as x is equal to A. Clear? Okay, clear? Lines parallel to x-axis and y-axis. Now a general question for all. What is the equation of straight line? Understand my question. Equally inclined in opposite quadrants. What is the equation of straight line? Equally inclined in opposite quadrants. So I'm taking the both the types. And already these things are done. What is the equation of straight line? Equally inclined in opposite quadrants. Equally inclined means making an 45-degree angle. Obviously, this is also making an 45-degree angle. Think on. All things are required. Over here are there. Anyone? Here a slope is tan 45, which is plus 1. And here the slope is minus 1. So y is equal to mx. No c is over there. So it is y is equal to x is the first pattern and y is equal to minus x in this pattern. Clear now? You can directly remember this one. A required straight lines. These all are required straight lines. Clear? Done? Okay, now we'll take the small first thing. All learned concepts are covered to you now for today. General equation. Now, next one is condition of concurrency of three lines. First thing, before go to condition of concurrency, I'll just make you understand the new concept. First, we'll take that concept. So, okay. Different conditions of straight line. Okay, based on slope. So, first one, either will have a straight lines of the kind parallel. First kind of straight line is parallel straight lines, or the next kind is perpendicular. Okay, so just remember that if my straight line L1 is parallel to L2, and here if L1 is perpendicular to L2. So, if this is L1 and this is L2 and slope is of L1 is M1 and slope of L2 is M2, then we have a direct formula for equality straight line slope conditions, that is M1 plus M2. You have to remember these slope conditions, very, very, very important. Clear? Okay, the two parallel lines will have the equal slopes. Okay, now similarly, if L1 is having a slope M1 and L2 is having a slope M2, then what is the condition over here? The slope of L2 is equal to, that is M2 value directly calculated. Either you can remember in this way or this way. M1 into M2, product of slopes is minus 1. Okay, or M2 value is minus 1 by M1, reciprocal of this. These two are extremely important formulas. Clear? These two are extremely important formulas. Note down. Condition for parallel lines, it is M1 is equal to M2. Condition for perpendicular line, it is M1 into M2 is equal to minus 1. Clear? Okay. Now, condition for concurrency then. What is the concurrency? Equal. When two triangles have all the sides or side angle side, that are the test, but they are congruent, means just making equal area. Okay, so the equation of three lines to be congruent, it is if L1 is A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equal to 0, L2 is equal to A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0, and L3 is A3x plus B3y plus C3 is equal to 0, then if you are getting this determinant is equal to 0, you will be able to say that these lines are congruent. Clear? Congruent means one another each. Okay. So what is the condition of congruency of lines is clear? Okay. No issues. Congruency condition clear? Now how to solve this determinant everyone knows. Already taken in quadratic equation, but still I will take here. Solving of determinant. The knowledge required behind this is the solving of determinant. Already your first chapter in 12th is determinant. But we can't wait for 12 because this formula is coming with the examples of 11th also. So I'm just making you understand. Anyone who will tell me this determinant solving taken in quadratic equation already. First thing, if it is 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 column, A, B, C, D, then what we are doing? Multiplying the elements of principal diagonal A into D minus opposite diagonals B into C. Clear? Answer will be directly with you. This is the first determinant type you need to solve, and another is 3 by 3. So that is of kind A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Pay attention how we are going to solve. First take a element A, minus take up element B, and plus take a element C. Why? Because this is a row 1. Just a row 1 elements. Clear? How to solve? A multiplied with determinant. Now eliminate the row and column of A. If I eliminate the row and column of A, the determinants E, F, H, I. Solve it with the 2 by 2 procedure. Okay. Minus B. If I multiply, eliminate row and column, it is D, F, G, I. Just solve it with the 2 by 2 procedure. And eliminate row and column of C, you will get D, E, G. Clear? So if you solve this one, you will get the final answer. Same 2 by 2 procedure is required for 3 by 3 multiplied with the row 1 elements, and row 1 element sequence you have to always take plus, minus, plus. Middle element is always taken minus. Clear? So this is the condition of concurrency. Clear? With the theory? Okay. So need a break? Okay, take a break of 5 minutes only. We are left with the solving part still. Okay. Hello everyone. Class fast. Ashwin, Anil Dev, you're there. Pranav. Pay attention now. The straight line L1 and L2 passes through the origin and trisect the line segment of the line 9x plus 5y is equal to 45 between the axes. If M1 and M2 are the slopes of the line L1 and L2, then the point of intersection of line y is equal to M1 plus M2 times of x with the L on the axis is lies on. Okay, so let's draw the geometry first. What is a trisection? Now, if I am considering this as an L1, L2 passes through the origin, clear? L1 and L2 passes through the origin, trisect the line segment y is equal to 9x plus. Okay. And I will consider the geometry for the origin. See, if I take a quadrant, this one, okay, this is x-axis, y-axis. Then we have the line and a trisection geometry. This one is L1 and this one is L2. Clear? So how I am doing, pay attention. This is line given as 9x plus 5y is equal to 45, right? Okay. So we can take it in an intercept form that 9 by 5 plus y by 9 is equal to 1. Yes or no? Okay. So it is x by 5 plus y by 9 is equal to 1. Clear? So this is intercept form, slope intercept form. X by a plus y by b is equal to, means what, this distance is 5. Got it? This distance is 9. Okay. Now next geometry is M1 and M2 are the slopes of L1 and L2. So we have a L1 with slope M1 and we have a L2 with slope M2. Okay. What is the coordinates of? So what will be the coordinates of these points? From the equation of line, I can write down this as 5, 0 and this as 0, 9. Okay. So if I consider this as a line AB, so coordinates of line AB are 5, 0 and 0, 9 with the intercept form only. Clear? So if you got M1 and M2 with the sectional formula. Now what is a trisection? Do you know that trisection? I'll make geometry over here now. We want to trisect which segment? We want to trisect the AB. What are the coordinates of AB? 5, 0 and 0, 9. Clear? We have a first line trisecting over here and next means what? It is making a equal 3 equal parts. Okay. So to find out the coordinates of C, take the ratio. This ratio is 1 and this ratio is 2. So take the ratio will be 1:2, internal division. And to find out the coordinates of D, the ratio will be 2:1. Okay. So you can consider this section formula and tell me the coordinates of C and D respectively. Yes or no? Got it? Clear? So solve and tell me the coordinates of C and D with the sectional formula for internal division. Got it? Be fast. Good. So basically, if we consider for C, M value as for C, M is equal to 1 and N is equal to 2. So put in this equation. I just got the general equation for you all. So for C, M is equal to 1 and N intersection is equal to 2. So if I put coordinates of C, M into 1, so 1 plus 3, 5 into 5 2s are 10 by 3 and 9 ones are 9 by 3, right? So and for D, so it is equivalent with C coordinates are equivalent with 10 by 3 and 3, and D coordinates are equivalent with 5 to the D coordinate is for D, M is equal to 2 and N is equal to 1. So D is equivalent with M is equal to N is equal to 1. So it is 5 by 3 and it is 9 to the 18. So 18 by 3, which is equal 5 by 3 and 6. Clear? Okay. Now here the question is not ended. So we got is C and D. Okay. Now just pay attention. We got this C point over here. It is our C point. Okay. Coordinates of C and coordinates of D are with me. And origin coordinates we have with us, that 0 0. So what is the slope? We have a origin 0 0. So we can find out the slope of this OC segment. Slope of OC and OD. Clear? So what is the slope of OC? O is 0 0. Okay. So it is y2 minus y1. So it is 3 minus 0. Got it? Clear? So it is equal with m1 is equal to m1 is equal to 3 minus 0 upon 10 by 3. Okay. So it is nothing but 3 3s are 9, 9 by y2 minus y1. Okay. So upon x2 minus x1. Clear? So just calculate the slopes. Got it? Clear? Is there anything you missed for this solution up to this step? Slope of OC and slope of OD are cleared? Okay. Now, understand question. So, I'll make over here once again. This one is line. This one is point C. This one is point D. This one is point O. Okay. Now, we got OC with the slope M1, OD with the slope M2. This is clear? Now, what they have told us, a new line, that is y is equal to M1 plus M2 times of x, which is intersecting with the point of intersection of line y is equal to M1 plus M2 I is on. So, the point we have to generate. Now, how to take the point of any point of intersection of any two lines? Anyone? Now we have a new line. First I'll design a new line. What they have told us, the direct formula y is equal to m1 plus m2 is into x. So it is y is equal to how much we are getting? 18 by 5. So it is equal with clear. So we have equation of L already given. What is the L equation? 9x plus 5y is equal to 45. 9x plus 5y is equal to 45. This is the equation of line AB or L. Okay, this is my equation 1. A equation of new line we got as equation 2, 2y is equal to 9x, and we want to find out their point of intersection. Clear? Okay, so how we are going to find out the point of intersection? Always remember or note down in your notebook. Note down in your notebook. To find a point of intersection of any two curves represented by equation 1 and 2. To find a point of intersection of any two curves represented by equation 1 and 2. Solve equation 1 and 2 as a quadratic equation. You know how to solve quadratic or linear equation, yes or no? Quadratic or linear equation. Solve two equations 1 and 2. You will get a point value of x and value of y. That is nothing but that point. Clear? Clear? So we are on the final step of our solution. We have a equation 1, 9x plus 5y is equal to 45. I am writing over here. L is equal to AB is equal to 9x plus 5y is equal to 45, and second one is new line. They have given a new line that is coming 2y is equal to 9x. Okay, so this is my equation 1, this is my equation 2. Point of intersection is solving equation on 1 and 2. Okay, this is assisted practice 1 question, extra page is inserted. Okay, so new equation, point of intersection. So solve 1 and 2. Solving 1 and 2. Tell me value of x and y quickly. Quickly, how much it is taking? Just use equation 2 in equation 1. So put 2 in equation 1, you will get the answer of 7x. Ten by 7 and 45 by 7. These are two answers you have received. Done? Okay. Now we don't have points in the options. See, check the options. We don't have a points in the options. Clear? Everyone got x and y? X value of the solving after solving x is equal to 10 by 7 and y is equal to 45 7. Now what we have to do? A new lines are given that and we have to check whether that point lies on these lines A, B or C or D. Clear? So what you will put? Reversibly put this x and y value in each option A, B, C, D and where you are satisfied with the RHS. Clear? Put the value of x and y in each option where you are satisfied with the RHS. That is a line which is carrying that point. Clear? Point of intersection. Got the question? We got a new line with the slope m1 and m1 plus m2 pattern and that line is out of the graph. Means whatever graph we have solved previously, there only we are able to get m1 and m2. Okay. So new line m1 plus m2. I'm just showing the geometry over here. Uh, a new line m1 plus m2. Okay. Another line L is intersecting at this point and now we have a one more line out of this ABCD that we have to find out. Clear? So put this x and y in all options and tell me quickly answer. You have to manage out A, B, C, D. Which option is this satisfaction? And this point we got as 10 by 7 and 45 by 7. Clear? This is my equation of L. This is my equation of new line. Check it and tell me answer. Done? If I consider 4 by 5, 7 minus 2 times of x. So it is 20 minus by 7. So it is 45 minus 25. It is 31. First only we are getting, right? See, the first is satisfying the answer. Oh, sorry. No. First is not satisfying. Just check out which is the correct option. Done. Vishnupriya, Ashwin, Kanishka, Anil Dev. Done with the calculations fast. Done. 45 by 7 minus 10 by 7. It is equal with 35 by 7. It is equal with 5. So option C is correct. Clear? Done. Should I take next one? One minute. 42, 43, 44. Okay. So the questions are so lengthy, I know. We need to cover it. So this solution is continued on slide 44. Okay. Next is, let A be the point 1, 2 and B be the any point on the curve x square plus y square is equal to 16. If the center of locus of the point P, which divides the line segment in the ratio 3:2 and point C alpha beta, then the length of line segment AC. Okay. 1 minute. See. Once again I am explaining one by one. Let A be the point 1, 2. Okay. And B be the any point on the curve. Now see, if you see that curve pattern, you are not aware of that, but that part is circle. In the next, obviously the JEE question never comes with the one chapter only. Clear? So it is x square plus y square is equal to r square pattern. So it is a circle. So B is the any point on the circle. So I am taking a general, a closer point, that is B. Clear? Fine. Then, if the center of locus of point P, which divides the line segment AB, now we have another locus. Now we don't know about the locus, how it looks. There is another locus P. How it looks, we don't know. It is straight line, it is triangle, it is geometry, whatever it is. Okay. So another locus P is dividing that line segment. Okay. So that another P locus is dividing that line segment AB. So let me make the line segment AB first. So this is my line segment AB and P is the dividing at. Okay. What is the ratio of division they have given? In the ratio 3:2. Okay. Then the C is the point C alpha beta. So P is the locus. So we are not naming it with the P once again. So it's with the point C in the ratio CS2. So alpha beta is the coordinates of C. Clear? So length of segment AC we have to basically found. Clear? Got it? Clear? So C is surrounded by the, don't know about the locus. So I'll just drop down locus over here around the C. C is surrounded by that locus P. Diagram is clear? Okay. Now, first thing we must know the endpoints. Very common thing, no? We have a coordinates of A, but we have a ratio also. But to find out the C, we know the endpoint. So, for time being, you will clear out with this parametric form of circle. But just write down, parametric form is r cos theta, r sin theta. What are the coordinates of B? R cos theta, r sin theta. So, that are nothing but 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta. Now we have all x1, y1, x2, y2. So x1, y1 is equivalent with 1, 2. x2, y2 is equivalent with 4 cos theta and 4 sin theta. Clear? Okay. ms to n is equivalent with 3s to 2. Clear? So you are able to find out alpha beta. With the section formula, you are able to find out alpha beta. Okay. So you can apply section formula for alpha beta. Do it. Section formula for alpha beta. Clear? Okay. Now we need to find out the locus. Got it? Clear? So by section formula, we are able to get the answer of cos theta in terms of alpha, answer of sin theta in terms of beta. Why I have done this? You have no idea why I have done this. Now I'll explain why I have done this, because we need to find out that P locus. Okay. So for locus, we know this basic concept that sin square theta cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. Okay. So I need a value of cos and I need a value of sin for this purpose, right? Okay. So if you put the value of cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1, what you will get as a calculation? Just quickly tell me. Now pay attention. We got the solving of locus in the pattern of x minus alpha minus something whole square plus beta minus something whole square is equal to a constant square. And if we see this pattern is following the circle equation. Now you are not aware of circle equation, but that will be in the next chapter, that is conics. Clear? So for timing, I have written the pattern of equation x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square is the circle. So just negative of these values will be center. So 2 by 5 and 4 by 5 will be your center. And hence distance from origin is 2 by 5 whole square plus 4 by 5 whole square. And now if you solve, you will get the answer. Okay. Now we need a distance only. This is the final calculations. Find the length of line segment AC. Okay. So by distance formula, just tell me the calculations now. So AC you need to find out. Just calculate AC. I have not taken the distance AC. Calculate AC and tell me answer. You have A coordinate, C coordinates. Just do it and tell me answer. Y2 minus Y1 whole square upon X2 minus X1 whole square. Do it. Which one is correct option you are getting? Y2 minus Y1. So it is Y2 minus Y1. 2 4 by 5 minus 2. So it is coming 4 by 5 minus 2. X2 minus X1 whole square. So it is X2 minus X1 whole square. 2 by 5 minus. Is there anything wrong? Just distance AC. Calculate distance AC. Two by 5 minus 1. So it is coming 4 by 5. No, 2 by 5 minus 1. So it's 3 by 5 whole square plus 4 by 5 minus 2 to the 10. Okay, I'll cross check. Just have a look meanwhile for the next one. So this one is answer coming 3 root 5 by 5. Just keep in mind. Okay. So later on you can check, cross check your calculations, but it must come. Okay. So alpha and beta be the orthocenter of a triangle ABC with the vertices. So easy question. I'll just make the strategy to solve this question. If this is a triangle, okay, and what is the orthocenter? The point of intersection of the all perpendiculars, right? So this is a perpendicular, this is a perpendicular, this is a perpendicular, and this is the orthocenter. Okay. So coordinates of orthocenter are given alpha and beta. Okay. What are the coordinates of triangle? 3 minus 7. Okay. B minus 1, 2. And C 4, 5. Clear? Okay. So is equal to. Now what will be the slope of AB? Just see. What will be the slope of BC? Then negative of, if I take D point at this, I am just naming this point of intersection D, E, F. Clear? So what is the slope of AD? What is the slope of AD? By perpendicular line concept, it is minus 1 upon slope of BC. Okay? Right now? Whatever the slope, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So AD will have the slope as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 of BC. Clear? Okay. Similarly, what is the slope of any two you can refer? So I'll take BE. What is the slope of B? Minus 1 upon slope of AC. Clear? Okay. Now, if we know the slope of AD, slope of B, and one point is known to us. Now, in case of AD, what is known to us? This is clear. Okay. Up to this is clear. A very straightforward thing. Okay. Now, slope of AD is M1. Let's take it. And slope of BE is M2. Then for equation of AD, what will be the answer? Coordinates of A is a point. M1 is slope. So which equation is used? Slope point form. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Clear? Okay, this is my equation 1. Similarly, in case of B also, B is a known point and m2 is the slope. What we can do? What we can do? Y minus y1 is equal to m2 into x minus x1. So solving equation 1 and 2 will give you value of alpha and beta. Got it or not? Solving equation 1 and 2 will give you the value of alpha and beta. And there put the value of 9 alpha minus 6 beta plus 60 will get your answer. Clear? Clear, process is cleared? DE, just a perpendicular slope. So what is the condition useful over here is the perpendicular slopes. Okay.